Hi guys, welcome to the realm of astrology. This is your daily horoscope for 24th September 2021, which is a Friday. But before we begin, I request you to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so that you can be notified every time I post a video. And I do daily video horoscopes, weekly video horoscopes, and monthly sun rising sign video horoscopes. And all of those are on my YouTube channel, so you can watch them all. And let's talk about the astrology now. So the first thing that I want to talk about is at about 9 a.m. Pacific time. And if you're elsewhere in the world, you can always convert the Pacific time to your time zone to know when the energy is going to happen for you. So this is about 9. Actually, it's 10 a.m. Pacific time, not 9, 10. And what's happening here is the moon in Taurus is conjuncting Uranus, right? The moon in Taurus is all about finding stability, going at a slower pace, indulging a little bit, whether that's being with nature or indulging our senses or eating some good food. And Uranus is a very sudden energy, it's a very electrifying energy. And Uranus wants us to be our authentic self, and it wants us to break free from anything that prevents us from being our authentic self. And what happens when the moon, our emotions, our inner heart and soul, meets Uranus, the planet of sudden changes, the planet that wants us to be us, right? Our true self. So we might feel like a lot of electrifying energy. Our emotions may be running high at this point. Alternatively, it can bring about sudden emotional changes to us, or sudden emotional changes that we decide to make. And this whole process, although it might feel like there's a lot going on with my emotions, I'm feeling so much, I'm feeling this 1 minute and suddenly it's changed and I'm feeling this now. So in that electrifying energy of Uranus, the goal is to break free from any emotional patterns or any emotions that might be holding us back from being our true self. And this happens once a month. Every month, the moon will meet Uranus, and every month we go through this energy. So, here's another moment that we are going through this energy, and it is asking us to get rid of any emotional pattern, any emotional baggage, any emotional doubts we may have that prevent us from being our true self. So that's the energy. And then soon after this, about a couple of hours after this, at noon Pacific time, almost noon, the moon at 15 degrees of Taurus is opposing Venus, making a 180-degree angle. Now, Venus is the planet of our relationships. It's the planet of our finances, our projects, self-worth, value, skills. All these things are Venus ruled. And Venus opposed Uranus yesterday. And this was a sudden change or changes to Venus things, to our relationship, projects, self-worth, value, skills, finances, so that we could step more into our true self. And now the moon is opposing Venus. So at this point, we might not be feeling the best about perhaps our Venus things. We might not be feeling the best about our relationship or project or self-worth or value or skills. But the goal is to make either an emotional adjustment, change our emotions, or adjust something when it comes to our relationships, projects, self-worth, value, skills, so that we can start to feel good again, right? In an opposition, we are required to integrate these two elements. So in this moment here, we need to integrate our emotions with our Venus things, with our relationships, whether with our projects, self-worth, value, skills, and finances, whether it's adjusting our emotions or whether that's adjusting Venus things or both. The goal is to make them work together. So that's an energy, and this might feel challenging as well. And then at night, at about 11 p.m. Pacific time, we have a positive aspect. And what's happening here is actually it's almost midnight. The moon at 21 degrees is sextiling Neptune. Now, Neptune is the most magical planet, it is the most spiritual planet, and a sextile is a positive aspect. So this is a moment here where we can feel very spiritual, we can feel very creative as well. Neptune is very creative, or we can just feel magical when it comes to our emotions. But this energy can be very emotionally sensitive because Neptune is also sensitive. So we might be picking up on things we don't usually pick up on. We might react to things we don't usually react to. But since this is positive, I don't think it's a negative sensitivity. I think it's a positive sensitivity. And this is also a great time if you want to indulge in creative things, spiritual things, connect with the higher realms, because Neptune energy is contacting our emotions at this point. And that's pretty much it for today. And to sum it up, I would say that today, the morning up until say noon, a little afternoon can be quite intense, but after that, it's pretty low key, and we do have a positive, creative, spiritual, magical aspect going on at night. And I do want to mention before closing out the reading that Mercury here is getting ready to go retrograde on September 27th. It will go a few more minutes, 25-28 is when it starts to retrograde. So it's very slow now. Mercury is very slow, and it has slowed down in a close square to Pluto, right? It squared Pluto, I think yesterday or day before exact, but now it's slowing down and it is still in a 1-degree orb from Pluto. So we will be feeling this intensity of Pluto, although a little less than say yesterday or day before when the square came exact, but we will feel this. And what's going to happen now is Mercury is going to start to move backwards. And we will start the review process, we will start the reanalysis, reprocessing of these degrees that Mercury has covered recently, from 10 degrees to about 25 degrees of Libra. But we still have, I think, 2 more days. It starts on September 27th. But it is kind of slowing down a lot now, Mercury, and we are feeling the intensity of Pluto squaring Mercury. We are feeling the intensity of transformation, of change, of endings, of beginnings, looking at our communication, thinking, mind, routine, diet, health, job, all these things. So this transformation that we're going through, we did take the first steps, as I said yesterday or day before, I don't recall when. But that's the first step. You know, this process is going on, and the full moon on Monday with the full moon in Pisces is about transforming, is about releasing the past, letting go of the past, stepping into the new. And I think till the new moon in the sign of Libra next month on October 6th, we will be doing a lot of cleanup, a lot of transforming. And Mercury square Pluto is just a part of that transformation, because when we release the old, when we release the past, we need to step into the new, and that takes changes, right? We need to change the day-to-day Mercury, our thinking, our communication, perhaps even our lifestyle and routine, so that we can fully step into the new energy and let the past go. And another thing I do want to mention, which we spoke about very briefly today, is that Venus has moved on now. It did oppose Uranus. This was a lot of intensity when it came to our relationships, projects, self-worth, values, skills, finances. But now Venus has moved on. The opposition is done. We've made those changes. We've made those adjustments when it comes to Venus things. And we do have Mars here getting ready to trine Saturn, a positive aspect, and we do have the Sun at 2 degrees of Libra getting ready to trine the North Node, sextile the South Node, another positive aspect. So a lot of positivity building up to, at the same time, a lot of intensity as well with the Mercury Pluto square. And that's all I'm going to say. I will mention a couple of things about 2021 that we deal with like every day. Those are the longer term themes, the underlying energy. And the first of those is the Uranus Saturn square of 2021. We are seeing this after 21 years. And these planets will square all year and even into next year. And this energy is asking us to change. It's asking us to embrace the new, embrace our uniqueness. And since these planets are squaring, this process of transformation, of change, of letting go of the old, embracing the new, embracing our truth, can feel a little challenging. And this energy was at its peak in June and will be at its peak in December. And the second thing about 2021 is that it is a year that we will lay the foundation for 2 new astrological cycles, long-term cycles that started in 2020. First, the Saturn-Jupiter of 2020, December, a 20-year cycle, and the other, the Saturn Pluto cycle, that will stay with us till 2053. So till 2023, I do think we will be laying the foundation for these two cycles. I will pick a card for today and then we'll close out the reading. Okay, something fell. Treasure Island. I think this card is a reminder that as long as we put in the hard work, as long as we keep building and keep going through the intensity, there is something positive in store for us. Let's go with one more. I'm gonna pick the top card. No Place Like Home. This is the third time we've got this card in, I think, 4 or 5 days. And I think we have to find our comfort, and we can only find our comfort when we can be our true self. So I think this is about finding comfort in our skin. Let's go with one more. Top card again. Soulmates. I don't really know what to say when this card comes up, but if this applies to some of you, whether you're thinking of love or a relationship, then maybe this card may be speaking to you in some way. I don't know in what way, but maybe it's speaking to you. Go with one more. TikTok. And usually this card is like time is running out, right? We say TikTok when time's running out. And I think this card is a reminder that we need to keep on doing our best. And this can also be interpreted as when the time is right, things will fall into place. So I think either way, if you're not following your path, if you're scared, if you're not wanting to let go or release the past, maybe, it's saying this is the time to do those things. This is the period of time. Something flipped. Two cards flipped, so I'll go with those. To the Sea. And I think this card is a sad card, but I think this is telling us that if you're lost, if you're in, like, she looks a little sad, she looks a little lost, but I think we'll all find our direction, right? So if you're feeling lost, maybe the new energy, maybe you'll find your path, and this card is a reminder that you will find your path. And this was the card that fell out, Peace, and this is a happy card, right? So I think in all the intensity and all the changes that we are going through, we must look to find peace. So that's all I'm going to say. A lot of cards again today, and I hope you have a great day. I will see you all tomorrow now for the horoscope. Bye.